how to promote language development in any classroom. When it comes to language development in education, skill recognition is fundamental to teaching and learning. However, the question that remains is, which skill is the foundation upon which all others are formed? The four important language skills are listening, reading, speaking, and writing. In this video, we offer insight into the stages of language development in education by recognizing the importance of each skill and then answering the question, which skill is the foundation upon which all others are built? At the end of this video, you can click to find your free copy of our reference guide on how to promote language development in the classroom. The importance of language development in education. There are stages of language development in education. The stages of language development include building each important skill attached to language learning. These include listening, speaking, reading, and writing. The stages to language development in education begins with understanding the two main categories of skills, which are passive and active skills. Passive skills require individuals to take in what is being said or read to them. Active skills require individuals to communicate in a way to show that they understood what was said or read to them. In school and in life, this is equivalent to learning when to speak and when to listen. Students who understand how to use their passive skills to help improve their active skills are the ones who tend to do better in school. Passive skills versus active skills. In understanding language development, we need to recognize the use of the four language skills. Listening and reading are known as the passive skills. These are the skills we use to absorb information without necessarily relaying back what important information we are gathering. How then can we demonstrate we understand the information we gain from listening and reading? The active skills of speaking and writing help us understand the information we gain from listening and reading. These skills help us to communicate what we have learned through spoken words or those we write down for others to read. Which language skill comes first? The stages to language development begin once we learn to master the passive skill of listening. From there, we go on to the active skill of speaking. We relate sounds to words, then sentences that allow for greater communication. The next stage is reading. We go back to this passive skill of hearing sounds as they relate to letters being informed into and read as words and eventually sentences. The final stages of language development are shown through our writing skills. How then can teachers and parents help students with mastering the four language skills? Listening skills in education. What are listening skills? Listening skills are what we use to make sense of sounds we hear around us. In education, we are taught from the moment we enter school how to master our listening skills by demonstrating either through actions or words that we understood what we heard. How well we listen directly impacts on all other skills and how we speak, read, and write, and is perhaps the skill we work on the longest to master since we start from the moment we are born. Simple techniques teachers can use to help students with improving their listening skills is to have students demonstrate what was said. It can be as simple as line up in a straight line to more complex directions to finishing a task in class. Speaking skills in education. The active skill of speaking demonstrates that we have understood how to communicate all we have heard up until we decide to begin communicating. Simple techniques teachers can use to help students with improving their speaking skills is to have students repeat what was said when it comes to receiving directions from the teacher or fellow classmates. Easy speaking activities include having students recall information given in a presentation by fellow students or summarizing what was the main messages from the last educational podcast they heard. In having students master how to listen for context clues in speech, such as rhythm and intonation, students can then become better speakers as they learn the language. They begin to learn the difference between speaking for the purpose of communicating or just simply reading out loud. Reading skills in education. In learning to read, students need to have a full grasp on recognizing sounds through listening and being able to replicate the sounds through speech. From there, students can associate sounds with words, and so they learn to read through association of previous sounds gained from listening and speaking. Reading is a passive skill, so teachers may use the active skills of either speaking or writing to have students demonstrate their understanding of what they read. Simple activities for this skill would be to ask students to summarize through speaking what the main idea that their reading is trying to show. Writing skills in education. The writing skills are the final skills in the language development stage. This is what students need to master on their own. Students may say that this is the hardest skill to master since it requires such creativity and accuracy in showing what they know or understand to be the truth. The stages of language development in education begin with mastering our listening skills, which is the foundation on which all other skills are built. In order for us to be better speakers, we need to be better listeners. As we listen to sounds and repeat them, we learn to read and write in the language we are learning. The connection to second language acquisition. In this video, we offer advice to teachers on how to guide student language development as a second language. We believe language development, as with other learning, is tied to student emotion. Students who are learning English as a second language need more time to improve on their listening skills as they make connection words they hear back to their first language. Teachers who teach second language acquisition need to also be aware of emotions students may feel in trying to learn the second language and encourage students to use their first language only to further the learning of the second language. For students learning in the online classroom, emotions may be further tied into their sense of belonging in the classroom. Students looking to find their identity in the online classroom as they work through language development may be one reason why students are struggling with learning. Click in the top right corner to watch the video on understanding student identity in the online classroom. Skills we use every day in communication make the world of difference not only to ourselves, but to those around us. Choosing our words carefully means we begin by listening to what those around us have to say and responding in ways that will better the communication between us. Reading for pleasure means we take the time to enjoy bringing to life stories in our own unique way, and that will hopefully one day inspire us to widen our horizons and write our own stories to share with others. In the classroom, better communication between teachers and students means that the classroom management is easier. Learning to communicate with proper language development can benefit learning in other subjects. For example, in math. EduKitchen would like to hear from you. Connect with us on social media. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below on language development in education and whether you agree with our comments or not. For more on teachers and teaching strategies from EduKitchen Recipes for Learning, visit our website at edukitchen.net, and please remember to like, share, and subscribe to EduKitchen Recipes for Learning for more educational content and videos like this. And until next time, keep learning and have fun. Thanks for watching.